So I see some new faces, some folks that are joining us for the second session that didn't have us for the first session. So I'm just going to give a brief overview of the 4 sessions. The idea of this was to help everybody get on board with pathways, get signed up for their first path if they haven't already signed up for a path. But the more we talked about it, the more I realized that sometimes people need to know before they can sign up for pathways what it is. And before they know what it is, they got to figure out how to get there. And if we're going to show them how to get there, they really need to know how to use Zoom. So what we did was we structured a 4-part course with the first part, what I called the infants, being Zoom basics for beginners. And we actually did that last Wednesday. And then tonight, what we're going to do is the second part, exploring the international, and it's actually the District 56 and the international website now. Next week, we'll have a session called Elementary Explorers, where we'll talk a lot about pathways, what it's all about. We'll go through the navigator, get you all really comfortable with it. And then I believe it's 2 weeks after that, we have the Middle School Madness, where everybody who's on the call will be signed up for a path by the end of the call. So they will be able to start working on their first path. That's the overview. Now, even if you weren't with us last Wednesday, if you need a quick reminder of some of the Zoom basics, I'm going to do that really quickly because there are a couple people that weren't on that call. If you see the red line through either your microphone or your video, we can't hear you or we can't see you. So if you're talking and that little red line is through your microphone, we're not hearing you. This is what it looks like when we can both hear and see you. If you want to know who the participants are, you can click on the participants button. That's also where you'll find some other icons for saying yes and no if we took a vote, or if you wanted to tell me to slow down or to go faster. The share screen button, we talked a lot about that last week and helping people use and share their screens. I use that a lot in my teaching because I'm going to have you guys this evening after we take our tour. You're going to go on a bit of a scavenger hunt, and I'm going to say, okay, who can find, and you're going to go find something on the international website or on the District 56 website, and then you'll share your screen with us to show us that you found it. Okay, so if you're not comfortable with how to share your screen, let me know and we'll go over that. Shelly, I know you've got a bit of a challenge because you're on your phone instead of your computer, but if you find it first, you can take that phone, flip it around, and just let us see your screen on your computer. Okay, that works. I've been known to do that myself. So, in fact, if you guys see now, this is my setup. I have a couple of screens set up, and there you all are on that screen. Okay, so you can just take your phone and flip it around the same way, Shelly, and show us what's on your laptop screen if you need to. Okay, all right, very good. Very quickly, there are several views that you can see in Zoom. It comes up originally in what they call active speaker. That's where you're going to have the person talking right now, most likely me, in a big window. And then across the top of the screen, you'll see other little windows with the other people who are participating in the call. That's the active speaker view. Whoever is speaking will be in the big window. The other view you can do is gallery view, and that's where you see the little thumbnail prints, all the little pictures of everybody about the same size. And the only way you can tell who's speaking there is there's a little yellow box around whoever's speaking. If there's a presentation, like there is now, where I'm presenting my screen, there's another option called side by side, where you can see the presentation and either the speaker view, or you can see the presentation and the gallery view. The easiest way to transition between speaker and gallery view, in the upper right-hand corner, if you move your mouse up your screen, if you're in speaker view, you're going to see a little tic-tac-toe looking board. That's to get you into gallery view. If you're in gallery view, where you see multiple pictures, go up in that same area and you'll see the speaker view. To me, that little icon looks a lot like the old clapper boards from the movies when they would change the scenes. Okay, so either go to the tic-tac-toe board if you're trying to get to the gallery view, or go to the clapper board if you're trying to get to the speaker view. Side by side can only be done if somebody's presenting. I've had a couple people call me and say, I can't get back into side-by-side mode. And you can't if nobody is presenting. So you have to have somebody presenting something like I am now for it to be in side by side. In side by side, there are still both the speaker view and the gallery options available. And one of the cool things about side by side is when it comes up, and here's the steps, you go up to the very top of your screen where it shows whose screen you're seeing. Click on view options, go down and select side by side, and then in the beside the shared screen, there's going to be a little slider, and you can drag that slider to the left or to the right. If you drag it to the left, it makes the presentation smaller and your speaker or gallery bigger. And if you drag it to the right, it makes the presentation bigger and your gallery or your speaker smaller. But please remember, you can only do side by side if somebody else is presenting. You can't do side by side if you're presenting. You can, but it's like split screen and you do weird things. So we're not going to go into all that.
Carolyn,
Yes.
can you help me a second? I'm sorry.
Sure.
You know I'm inept. So I've tried everything to get to split screen, and I
Okay.
see your view on one screen, and then I see the gallery view, and I've done the speaker view. But how do I do the side by side over here, girl? I'm sorry.
Okay. At the top of your screen, do you
View
see where it
options.
says, yes, view options? Click on view options, go down to side by side.
I don't have it.
You don't have side by side.
No, I have annotate, hide video panel, zoom ratio, and exit full screen. Oh, do I need to exit full screen to do it?
Try exiting full screen, maybe.
Okay, and then view options, and it still doesn't show.
That is interesting, because usually right up there is where it says that. I wonder if you've have you done something special to pop your gallery view out of your standard?
I don't know, Mama. Okay, regular gallery view. Now let me try it one more time. Thank y'all for your patience. I'm sorry to bug you. Lord, I keep losing more and more brights. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to accomplish. Okay. Now view. Oh, good job. Thank you, Cheryl.
Did you figure it out?
Working on it. I think I'm almost there. Go ahead. I don't mean to interrupt you guys.
Okay. The main thing about, like I said, about side by side is you can only do it if somebody else is presenting. And then when we go to share, my big hint on sharing is you want to make sure that what you think you're sharing is what you're actually sharing. The more things you have open on your desktop, the more likely you are to accidentally share something you didn't mean to share. If you don't have anything on there that's all that interesting, it doesn't really matter. But you know, if you were working on your Christmas list for somebody, you don't necessarily want them to see that. Okay. All righty. Now, our goals for today. We are going to explore the District 56 and the international website. Initially, this was just the international website, but since District 56 has a brand new website, I wanted to take just a couple of minutes and make sure everybody was comfortable with the new District 56 website, show you a couple of things that I've learned about it. One of them I learned the hard way, so I'll hopefully save you guys a little bit of the trouble that I had. So we're going to take some tours. We're going to make sure we take a look at our profile on Toastmasters International. And then we will actually figure out how to get to base camp. Once we figure out how to get to base camp and everybody can get there, we're done for tonight. Next week, we're going to do a whole lot of exploring about pathways and base camp. Okay? So if this was not what you thought you were signing up for, you're welcome to stay with us, but that's what we're going to be doing today. All right? Everybody give me a thumbs up if you're with me. Everybody still good? All right. Jamila, I can't see you, and Catherine, I can't see you, so I'm going to assume that we got thumbs up. All right. And Jamila, can you hear us okay? You're muted. I just want to make sure you're really there. We haven't lost you.
Hey, Carolyn, she's in chat with me, so apparently she's there. Maybe she can't speak or something, but she's chatting. She asked everyone, do you have two screens?
Oh, okay. It looks like, does she have two screens? If so, she will need to go into her settings and unselect second screen. Okay. Oh, I see. So if you have to, if you've selected second screen, it may throw your stuff out on the second screen. I think that's what she was telling us. Okay, that's good to know. I learn something every time we do this too. All righty. Well, I'm going to assume there she is.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. In a classroom, no less.
Trying to get prepared for my presentations tomorrow.
Yeah, I understand. I understand.
But
okay.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, is maybe she had a second screen, and if that was the case, it does automatically default to the second screen, so you can't do the pop out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have 3 screens up right
now. So that may be why you've got it that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'd have to turn off your second screen in your settings to allow you to be able to do the side by side.
Or just put the 2 screens next to each other and see the presentation on one and the gallery on the other.
I'm totally happy. I just wanted to learn how to do it, girl.
There you go. And that's what mine looks like an awful lot of the time, is because I have actually 3 screens going. So that's what I do. All right. First things first, let's get over to the District 56 website. I'm going to minimize my presentation. We're going to take a look at it here at the District 56 website. Can anybody tell me the address to the District 56 website?
I know.
Do you?
I do.
Go ahead.
Wait, Shelly knows. Go for Shelly.
Shelly, what is it? Oh,
she's coming.
She's coming. Yep, she's just finding her volume button.
No, okay. Toastmastershouston.org.
There you go. Toastmastershouston.com, actually.
.com.
Toastmastershouston.com, and that will get you there. So a couple lessons about the new website. Fabulous new website, but operates a little differently than some of the websites you may be used to. Sometimes when you first come in, there's a little patch that comes down and it covers the menu, and it's a little COVID-19 warning. If you just wait a minute, it'll go away. Actually, less than a minute. It's like 5 seconds, and it'll flip up and out of the way. But if you're looking for the menu and can't find it, it may be under that little warning. Once you get to the menu, if you click on menu, it brings up the menu over here on the side, and a lot of times people are used to seeing that across the top, but it's over here on the side. Now, here's the lesson that I learned the hard way. I knew I wanted to go to an event, so I just kept clicking on events, and I clicked, and every time I clicked, nothing happened. And I thought, well, how did they not get that hooked up? But if you'll notice, when you hover over events, calendar, conferences, speech contests, and incentives show up on your screen. It's a hover. You don't have to click it. You just hover over it, and then the next level of the menu comes up to the left. So if I want to get to the calendar, I hover over events, and then I can click on calendar, and it'll take me there. Now, you guys may have all figured that out all on your own, but in case you didn't, let me save you the heartache. Don't write them and tell them that their link doesn't work, because it really does.
Okay.
When you click on calendar, the next thing is you scroll down a little bit to actually find the calendar. There's a beautiful picture up there, but I have to actually scroll down a little bit to find the calendar on my screen. And then you can see the dots on the page. That tells you there's something going on, one thing going on that day, one thing on the 22nd, 2 tomorrow on the 23rd. If you want to see the dot, what's on those, you can actually come down below, or if you click on that, it'll take you right to the 23rd and show you the things just for that day. But if you don't click on a day, if you just leave it without clicking, it'll show you all the events for the month in order of appearance, so to speak, right below the calendar. Okay.
Yeah, I like that it lines out the ones that have already been done. That's really
yes, it
cool.
does. That's nice that it does that, so you can see. Whoops, I missed that one. Okay, so going back to the menu, there's a little COVID banner, and see how it'll go away, and then I can see my menu button. One more thing on the menu. So most of these you hover over. About Toastmasters is a hover. Find a club. If you want to find a club, you don't have to hover. That one you can click, and it'll take you directly to find a club. So it's There's some of them that you hover, just watch to see if things start popping up to the side. That's how you know if it's a hover. Okay. And then I'm going to go back to my menu. News is a hover. Events is a hover. Education, hover. Leadership. Programs. Resources is not a hover. See, nothing pops up. So I can just go ahead and click on that and it'll take me to resources. So hover over it for a second. If something starts happening over on the left, then that's where you're going to go. If it doesn't, then you can go ahead and click. If you're like me and you're click happy, you just have to slow down a little bit.
Slow your roll.
Slow it down just a touch so that you don't get hysterical. All right. Now, a lot of the things that we're going to see on the international website, there are also available for you on the District 56 website because they've shared a lot of the same links. But we're going to spend most of our time on the international website tonight because that's where the Pathways is, and that's where we want you to get comfortable moving around. To get to the Toastmasters International website, somebody besides Kathy, tell me how I could get to, how could I find it? How could I get there? Ideas?
Shelley knows, I think.
Shelley knows, okay. Shout it out, Shelley.
Oh, Toastmasters.org.
Toastmasters.org. I can just start typing. I can Google Toastmasters and it'll come up that way. Once you have it, different browsers do this a little differently, but once you have it, go ahead and save it as a favorite and then you don't have to worry about finding it the next time. In Google Chrome, favorites are as easy as clicking on the little star and telling it where you want it to store the favorite. Internet Explorer is very similar. I'm not familiar with Safari or Firefox as much, but my guess is it's a very similar process in all of those too. So once we have Toastmasters International, this is what we typically see. Nice big maroon banner, Toastmasters International logo, and look at that, welcome Carolyn. It knows who I am. That's because I logged in earlier today. But if I hadn't logged in, what I would find, let me log out. Okay, well, it looks the same. The only difference is it doesn't say welcome Carolyn. So it's not going to be personalized to me right now. To log in, there's a little yellow shopping cart up there, and right next to it, it says log in. That's how you're going to log in to the international website. Now, all you need to log into the international website is two pieces of information. You need the email address that Toastmasters International has for you. If you're not sure what that email address is, go look for the last email you got from Toastmasters. That's how it got to you. Because some of us have emails that have forwarding emails that forward from one email to another. And if you've done that, it's easy to get lost in your chain sometimes and forget which one is your true international. If you're still not sure, put a note in chat and Elizabeth and I will help try to find that for you afterwards. We'll see if we can't help you find it. So you click on login and you put your email in there. Now, if you moved or you changed jobs or you did something and the email that they have for you is no longer a good email for you, then you're going to want to call Toastmasters International and get them to change the email address for you so that it doesn't keep going to an email that you don't have access to. If you still have access to that email and you've forgotten your password, you can click forgot password and they'll send you a way to reset your password. But that doesn't do you any good if you don't have access to that email anymore. So if you don't have access to that email anymore, then you'll need to call Toastmasters International and talk to somebody there. They'll probably want you to verify who you are. I'm not sure how many of your children you have to give away to get them to change that for you. But you know, they'll require something of you, some personal information so they know you're who you say you are, and they'll get it reset for you. I know this because my Toastmasters International member ID or email used to be where I worked before. And so I don't have it linked to my work account anymore because I'm going to stay who I am, but I may not always work for the same company. Password, once you put your password in, you click login, and there you go. Now, if you don't know your email tonight, or you can't remember your password, everything that we're going to do tonight, you can still do. You'll still be able to follow along on the tour. You're just not going to be able to see your personal profile. So if you don't log in, you won't be able to see your personal profile, but you'll still be able to wander around the website with us and find things. At the end of the evening tonight, there's going to be a scavenger hunt. I mentioned this a little earlier, but we had a couple other people join us. And the way the scavenger hunt works is I ask you to go find something. The first person that finds it and shares their screen to show it, yay, they win. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So Kathy's showing me surprised face. All right, so you might want to pay attention on the tour and get an idea about where things are, because some of the things I'm going to ask you for, we may actually see on our tour. All right, first things first, Toastmasters logo. On most websites, if you click on the logo, it's going to take you back to the home page of that particular organization. And Toastmasters International is the same way. So on most of the pages, if you get out there somewhere and you can't find your way back to where you want to be, you're not sure, if you click on the logo, it'll bring you back to the home page and you can kind of start over again. Here's one of the other rules I have is that your computer can't do anything worse than beep at you. If you make a really bad mistake on your computer, it might go beep, in which case I encourage you just to beep back. Okay, it's not going to hurt you. You're not going to hurt the computer. Don't worry about it. Nothing that we're going to do today is going to mess anything up. So if you're afraid to click on something, don't be afraid. Worst case scenario, you have to get back to the home page and start back with us. All right. All right, so next to my name, I have my little shopping cart. That's if I've gone off shopping. If I want to find a club, well, look how easy they make that. It's right next to my login, okay? There's a shopping cart and there's a find a club. They're trying to sell me something and they want me to join. That's the way it works. The things that they put at the top are the things that they're emphasizing there. So if I want to find a club, I would just click on find a club. If I have an idea of how to start a club, look how easy they make that. Start a club. Let's take a peek and see what happens. If we click find a club near you. Now I can either tell it, let it look at where I am, or I can give it an address and have it find something. I may know somebody, I may know that I'm going somewhere. Let's say I am going to go to Washington, D.C. D.C. And I'm curious, are there any Toastmasters clubs in Washington, D.C.? Well, give it a second, let it search, and look at that. There are a bunch of Toastmasters clubs in Washington, D.C. I think I might have accidentally clicked something else. There we go. I told you I was a little click happy. So there are a ton of clubs there. And I can look and see where my hotel is and find one that's near my hotel, and I can go visit. All right. Now, in this day and age, if you want to go visit a club, you don't even have to go there, because most of the clubs now are meeting virtually. And if you go click on any one of these, you're going to find a way to get in touch with them. And if you ask and said, hey, I'm in Texas and I want to see what the club looks like in Washington, D.C., can I join you on one of your virtual meetings? I have yet to have anybody tell me no, that I couldn't. Now, sometimes you have corporate clubs and they're a little stickier about who gets to come and visit and join. But as long as you stick with the non-corporate clubs, the open clubs. I had a lady on training last weekend from London. So you can go anywhere right now and without ever leaving your house. So let's just say, okay, Georgetown Law Toastmasters. That sounds like they might be a little legal for me. I don't know that I want to do that one. I'm just going to pick a random one here, 407. That is let's see, Ages Group Toastmasters. Okay, 12 p.m. on Thursdays. Very good. If I want to know anything about that club, I can email them. I can go to their website. Let's go see what their website looks like. And this is why if you're VPPR, it's so important for you to keep your website up to date, because this is how a lot of times people find the clubs that they go to visit and may end up eventually joining. All right. Meeting information and details can go right to it. So anywhere in the world that I want to go see Toastmasters, I can get there. And a bunch of the pages, like this one has it, they have a link up at the top. It says Toastmasters International. If I click on that, it's going to take me right back to Toastmasters International. So even though I wandered off into Washington, D.C. on some strange website, I can get right back to where I was. All right. Start a club. If we click on Start a Club, here's all the information on how to start a club. Request more information, an application to organize. Do you really want to start a club, or do you just need to find a club? Or are you just trying to figure out how to join? Want to sponsor a club? How to build a club? All the information you could possibly want about starting a club, you can get to with just one click. Contact us. Now this is the one you may need if you have lost your email for your login. If you come to contact us, there's information here, and you can go to different people and click. Membership can help you with your contact information. I know that because that's who I did. There may be one that's specifically for that, but they have all sorts of folks there that can help you out. And then if you really want to just give them a call, they are open from 8 to 5 Mountain Time, Monday through Friday. Okay? And they actually give you a phone number, and that phone number does work. And I think this may be the last website in the world to still have a fax number attached to it, but there you go. They have a fax number if you want to fax them. Okay. I want to get back to the home page. What can I do? Let's see. Pamela, can you tell me how I can get back to the home page from here? So you thought you were just going to put this on and go to sleep. Pamela, if you're talking to us, we can't hear you.
Jamelia knows.
Okay, Jamelia, go ahead. Help us out.
Let's click on the Toastmaster logo.
Click on that Toastmaster logo, and it'll take me right back to the home page. Very good. And there we are, right back at the home page. One of the things I love about the Toastmaster homepage is I can send anybody there, and even without being logged in, they can go find out a ton of information about Toastmasters. Mm-hmm. They can find out about the history, they can find out about the educational program, they can find out just about anything. So let's take a look at some of the things and explore. About. If we click on About Toastmasters, and this is the kind of menus that a lot of us are used to. That's why the District 56 website is so cool, because it's new and it's got a little different feel to it. But we're used to this where we click on it and then it gives us the next thing. Remember, on District 56, you just have to hover.
Yeah.
And actually, I believe you can just hover here too. Let me see. I think if you hover, no, you actually have to click on About to get them. Okay, there's a couple places in here that you can hover and get more information to. So all about Toastmasters, the Smedley Fund, what is our mission, the history, world headquarters. Anybody know where world headquarters is? Cheryl, do you know where world headquarters is?
Yes, ma'am.
Where is it?
Colorado.
Where in Colorado?
Inglewood.
Inglewood, Colorado. And how do you know that?
Because you got it on your screen sheet.
Because it's up here on the screen. It absolutely is. Yeah, this is actually our new building. And if you look more about this, so this is home about world headquarters. If I want to get back to home, I can click here. I can also go back up to the logo. If I want to go back one level, instead of going all the way home, I can just go back to about, and it gives me more information there. Yes,
Carolyn.
Yes,
may I add something?
Yes, you may.
That building, when we had the international convention there last year, and we took a tour of the new facility. A fun fact is Dan Rex's office, our chief executive officer, mm-hmm. You see it right there. His office has 4 chairs in it, and they're all facing each other as if there was a conference. And so that speaks to how much he is a listener. When we call, they are available. And Dan Rex, and as leads by an example, but they are always in creative mode, in service mode. And it's a beautiful concept. And it's a beautiful building. but what they do for the members is what's really beautiful. So fun fact about Dan Rex. And
there you go. All right, we all get to learn today. Yeah, and if you've got something to share and you can't get my attention, if you can get Elizabeth's attention, she'll whisper in my ear.
Aww.
Okay. One of the things Cheryl was just talking about is the commitment to members. And if we come out and click on commitment to our members, one of the things that I saw early on in Toastmasters, and it took me forever to find this, was the map of service to members. It's right here. Just about everything you've ever seen in Toastmasters handouts, it's right here. All you got to do is know where to find it. Don't be afraid to poke around. But this gives you the map of service to members. There might be a reason I'm showing you that. That might be one of the things on our scavenger hunt.
Carolyn, can I tell you something embarrassing?
Sure.
So much. I'm not even playing. It's like, I didn't know where that was.
And I know you've shown me this map before.
I know, but I didn't know how to find it that easily.
So one of the things that this did is it took us from the Toastmasters site out to a document. And I can tell I'm in a document. A, it has a document number. And B, over here, I start seeing options like download and print. So if you start seeing options like download and print, it's pulled you out of the website over into a document. It just opened another tab. Now I can close this and I can just go click on the international website again. Or if I click on my little back arrow, it'll take me right back to where I was when I clicked on that document. So anytime you find yourself pulled out into a document, all you got to do to get back, click your little back arrow. It's up here on the upper left-hand corner, and that'll take you back to where you were. Now, if I wanted to find that map of services to members again, Kathy, and I don't want to have to look for it next time, while I have it open here, if I click on this little arrow, it'll download it to my computer. And then I will have that document. Now, the good thing about that is I will have that document. The bad thing about that is if they update anything, I'm still going to have my old document. So sometimes it's best not to download everything that you find because you're tempted to use just what you have instead of going out and looking for updates.
Mm.
All right, but you certainly can. All right, so there's our map of service to members. Gosh, this looks fun. How do I join? Let's see how hard it is. How hard is it to join a club? Step 1, visit. 2, fill out an open membership, and 3, pay your dues. They will do that for you so easily at any Toastmasters club. Now you notice there's not a way to join from the international website. Why is that? Why can't I join from here? Anybody have any ideas? Shelley?
Part of the club.
They want you to be part of a club. That's the Toastmasters experience, right? The Toastmasters experience isn't all on the international website. It's part of being in the club and learning from one another. So that's it. Step 1 is you got to visit a club. At any club, you can fill out a membership. Now, once you're a member of any Toastmasters club, you're basically able to visit any one of the clubs out there, even the corporate clubs. If you are a visitor in that country, a lot of times they'll let you come into a corporate meeting if you're a visitor in that country. Now, in today's world, we're not traveling quite so much, but again, a lot of these are available online. A lot of them are doing Zoom meetings, and if you're comfortable in a Zoom meeting, you can join a club, you can join a meeting anywhere in the world. All right, so I've done that. I've looked at that. Now, I can either go back to international and start over again, or I can go on to, oh, look at that, Pathways. Look how hard it was to find a link to Pathways. It's right there. If I click on that, it's going to give me all sorts to learn more, start page, the start page for Pathways, frequently asked questions. I can choose a path. I can go to Basecamp. All sorts of things I can do from that button. We're not going to go there quite yet. What if I want to learn something? Right? What's the educational program in Toastmasters? Right back to Pathways. I have people tell me, I didn't know how to find Pathways. If you can't find Pathways from the International Toastmasters website, you haven't looked very hard, because it's right there. It's actually harder to avoid finding Pathways than it is to find it. Membership. how to join, welcome to new members, sponsor a club. Now this welcome to new members is a great place to find things that you may want to put in your new member kit if you're a VPE of membership or the VPPR or even the Sergeant at Arms gathering things up for visitors. New member experience, club meeting roles. Club meeting roles, what could that be? Let's go take a look. Oh, ever wonder what it was that everybody was saying? Some people have the roles and the information about the roles on the back of their agenda. Other clubs don't. And now that we're not meeting in a room and nobody hands you a piece of paper, how do I find out what those roles are? I always used to just read it off the back of my agenda. Here you go, club roles, the counter, the grammarian. And not only does it give you what the roles do, but if you click on it, in many cases, it'll actually give you a script of what to say and a log sheet, the tools that you might need to do that role. So if you've ever been to a club and they had this really fancy counter sheet, they don't have to have a fancy it's right there. You can just go download it. It's free. Anybody can do it.
Hey, Carolyn, can I add something? We now
Absolutely.
need a technical person. And one of the things that's been added to one of our sheets that we show at the meetings for our clubs is technical support.
Very good. Very good. So they may not have all the roles that you have in your club out here,
right?
But the main roles that are standard across, yeah, you're right. So I'm gonna go. This took me out to another page, and if I just click back here, it's going to take me back to resources, which is not actually where we came from. We came from the counter role here. All right, so club and meeting roles, yeah, and that is an important thing to say to note, Kathy, that these are the main roles for any Toastmaster club. Just about anywhere you go in the world, you're going to have these roles. I've been places where they had a jokester, they had somebody who told a joke each day. I've been places where they have the I'm trying to think, there was another one. You were talking about the technical support. Anybody else?
What was it, a master listener?
Master listener, I've seen that one, who asks questions at the end of the meeting. That's not a role that's out here, but there's certainly other roles, and I'll be honest with you, people make up roles. It's okay. You can make up your own roles. All right, as long as your club all knows what you're talking about, it's okay. All right. What's one of the beautiful things about Toastmasters is that while there is structure to it, it's also very open to people adding their own personality and their own flavor and flair. Okay. So where were we? We were running around. We were looking at club meeting roles. So we went from home to membership to club meeting roles. Let's go see what else we can find out under membership. Member testimonials, accredited speaker. What is an accredited speaker? Let's go look. Well, there you go. So beyond just the basic Toastmasters curriculum, there is an advanced curriculum for people who want to become professional accredited speakers. And so this is like a curriculum beyond the curriculum for folks that really get into public speaking. All right, let's go back and see what else we can find. Club experience, facts for first timers. Wonder what I should have known the first time I went. Where are the meetings held? Do I need to contact the club before I go? Just a quick FAQ. Now I can tell you, I've showed up at club meetings where people didn't know I was coming. Nobody has ever thrown me out. Okay, but it probably is a good idea to let them know you're coming. Back up under membership, community-based programs. So some of the other programs that go on in the community based on Toastmaster Speechcraft, the youth leadership program, those are two I know about, interpersonal communication. These are just some of the things that Toastmasters does that are open to people that are not Toastmasters themselves. So the Speechcraft, other people come in, and it's actually one of the ways that we introduce people to Toastmasters sometimes is through Speechcraft. The youth leadership program, the youth program, because there is a minimum age for Toastmasters, who can tell me the minimum age? Anne, do you know the minimum age? You're talking, but we can't hear you because that little red line is there. There you go.
I would say that there wasn't a minimum age because I thought it was initially 18 for the adults, but I've heard of high schoolers with Toastmasters.
Right, because there are gavel clubs and things like that. But to be an official Toastmaster in a Toastmaster club, it is 18. You're right. And then there are gavel clubs for high schoolers, and then there's these youth programs. In fact, I think probably gavel club, I would be surprised if it wasn't mentioned in there somewhere. Yeah, this is talking about the youth leadership program, which rolls into the gavel clubs. All right, Leadership Central. If you are a club officer or a district officer, Leadership Central is where you get all a lot of the resources that you need to do your role there. And it's broken out. Club Central is for club officers. District Central is for district officers. And then, well, there's not an international central, but I bet they have their own stuff too. But Club Central, club officer tools, go in and you can see club officer roles, club officer kits. Come down here, master your meetings, all sorts of good information about the clubs at the club level. Okay, club officer kit, handbook, distinguished club program, speech contest rule book, translated resources, club officer tutorials. What? Take a look at that. That's a Kathy for you. That was my impersonation of Kathy. You can come in and actually see videos of people talking about the different roles. So even if somebody in your club never made it to training, because of course we want them all to go to training, but if they didn't make it to training, there's actually information out here that could help them. Okay. All right. More club officer tools, all sorts of things there. Membership building, club management, club officer resources, you name it, you can find it out here. All right, also under Leadership Central is one I like to point out called the Brand Portal. The Brand Portal is where you go if you or your club is going to do something and you want to use any of the Toastmaster branding. Very important tutorial, how to use the logo, the templates, and all of the resources. There are actually rules about where you can and cannot use Toastmaster branded items. And if many of you probably know this from where you work. I mean, you can't just take your work logo and go slapping it around on anything you want to. There are rules. There's actually specific colors. And if you don't use the right colors, it's not the official logo. Now, nobody has ever been fired from Toastmasters, to my knowledge, for using the brand incorrectly. But I can tell you from personal experience that if you're not using the current one, people will let you know. There's no official brand police, but there are a lot of people who take enough pride in the brand that they'll keep us all on. They sort of help keep us all on track. So it's best if we go out, look at that for ourselves, and know what we are and aren't allowed to do. The leveraging the brand, all of this is information about that. If you go out to the brand manual, there is more information than you could ever possibly have wanted to know about the color maroon that the color burgundy they use on their on their lines, and which blue it is and exactly what color. All of that is down here. If you're going to be preparing a lot of new materials, not too crazy, read should be. Are you showing me the brand manual, Kathy? Is that what you get? I can't hear you, sweetie. You're muted.
I just said that's nuts, but I actually have it up on my board so I can refer to it.
But
it
is. It's all out there. So good stuff and good things to know. You want to make sure that if you're using the brand, you're using it correctly. So all of that is part of Leadership Central. If you need the legal or the tax compliance information, it's out here. If you want to know the end of the month closing dates, they're out here. Distinguished performance reports. Any report that your area director or division director or even your district director has produced, they came out here and clicked on something. That's how they got their raw data. They came out here and clicked on something and got that report, and that's where they started from. All right, resources. Well, goodness gracious. More resources? You'll notice some of these start to repeat themselves, and that's so that it doesn't matter which place you go, you can find what you're looking for. So we can find the brand portal through Leadership Central. We can also find the brand portal through resources. And that's because we don't all think in the same linear path. Some of us think around one way and others of us come around the other way. And then there's folks like Cheryl that just kind of pop in from wherever she is. I did that just to see if Cheryl was still with us. The video library is one that I encourage people to go out and visit. This gives you a lot of great videos that you can use and help people with. How to use visual aids, there's a video for that. That's a testimonial from David there. There's 57 different videos right here on the Toastmaster page that you can link to. Now, we're going to talk about how you narrow it down and how you get to something specific a little quicker here in just a moment, but I do want you to explore. We're gonna want you to explore the magazine. This is the Toastmasters International magazine that comes in the mail, and if you're somebody like me and you belong to 2 clubs, you get 2 copies of it in the mail. I actually deliberately keep both copies because I give them to my VP of membership and they put it in the membership package. But if you're not reading it online, if you're not reading it in the mail, you can get it online. It's all out here. Not only is this month's out here, but you can go back and see the archives, articles and the archives, all sorts of things out here. So everything that's in the magazine is also here. And one of the cool things that they can do online that they can't do in the printed copy is they can link you to things like videos. If you read it on paper, you have to type in the information and go find it online. If you are reading it online, you just click on the link and it'll take you right there. So there's advantages and disadvantages to both. Events. This is the international events. They have some webinars coming up. The 2020 International Convention, which was supposed to be in August, and I had my tickets due, and now we don't get to go because of COVID, but I'm not bitter. 2019 World of Championships Public Speaking. So these are the big events that are put on by international that you can get to. If I want to know about an event in District 56, is this the place to come? No. There are a bunch of districts in Toastmasters, hundreds, okay? So they can't list the events for every district on the international site. That's why we have a District 56 site, and if you need to know about something specific to District 56, it's best to go back to the District 56 website and find that calendar. Finally, over here we have shop, because what would a website be if you couldn't leave with a token that showed you were a Toastmaster? What do you want to show that you're a Toastmaster? Just about anything you could possibly imagine is out there somewhere. Tons of things that you didn't even know you needed are there. You can shop by education, looking for manuals, books, programs, things for your meetings, awards, badges, officer manuals, supplies. If I'm looking for those ballots that we use in the meeting, that's going to be under meeting supplies. I will bet you money that the ballots are out here. We'll just see if I owe anybody anything. No, they're not on the first page, but I'll bet they're there. They're gonna make a liar out of me? Surely not. Surely I can find ballots here. View all. There we go. There's the lectern. Oh, if they got the lectern and the gavel, you know they're going to have the ballots. They're on there. They're going to be in there somewhere. Let's see, that's what I get for betting. There we go, ballots. There's the ballots. We found them. Whew. I was beginning to think I had made a liar out of myself. So there you go. Anything you need for your meeting is out there, and things that you didn't even know you might have needed for your meeting are out there. A lot of clubs like to do things, special events and things like that. They've got everything you could possibly need for that. Those nifty signs that we have for TLIs that we have out in front, available on the Toastmaster website. All of that kind of stuff. Timing lights, there you go. Timing lights. just about anything you could think of. For contests, good information about contests, speech contest kits, ribbons, certificates, award, additional materials for contests. What else could we possibly need for a contest? Well, let's go see. Oh, timing lights, evaluation forms. Good stuff, all good stuff. Marketing, sorry, let's go on. We got contest recognition. If you want to recognize people, there's all sorts of different ways. Now, it's important to note, if you're going to put the Toastmaster International brand, the best way to do that, shop at the Toastmaster International store, because they know how to use the brand properly. If your club is going to do something that's not through the Toastmasters International store, they need to be very, very careful, because there's all sorts of rules about the Toastmaster brand and what it can and can't be on. So it's really best to go through Toastmasters International. Marketing, AKA advertising, right? All that kind of stuff. Brochures, flyers, kits, promotional pack, the wow factor, everything you can need. Brochures, all those things that go in the new member kits. People aren't making that stuff up. It's all out here. It's all out here. No reason to try to make it up yourself. And then last but not least, gifts.
I'm sorry, I just got excited about that. These are free, and so you can actually send them as new member packets via mail to your people to make them feel more welcome, since it's a touch, even though we can't touch them right now, but we can.
You're right. You're absolutely right. So the brochures out here, some of them are free, but there's a nominal charge for some of them, and it's really not a whole lot. I mean, 20 cents. It's not. But here they'll give you a set of these for free. Yeah, 20 cents, 50 cents, 25 cents. There's some of them are free, some of them, but the prices for them are not exorbitant, especially when you look at them and you can see they're in full color, trifold. You know, that says a lot. You're not going to be, you couldn't buy one and take them to Kinko's and get them printed for that price, because it's going to cost you 20 cents a page just to get one side printed.
The quality is excellent. It's really, really nice.
They are really nice. Okay, so that's a lot of me taking you on a tour of the website. What I want to do now is get you guys out there kind of tootling around finding things. I have one more thing to show you before I do that, though. Your profile. Remember up here I showed you, it said it knew me, welcome Carolyn. If I click on that, now yours isn't going to say welcome Carolyn. Yours is going to say welcome Shelley, or welcome Ann, or welcome Pamela, or welcome Joe. It's going to say welcome your name if you've logged in. When you click on that, it brings up your Toastmaster profile, and this is everything you ever wanted to know about you in Toastmasters. This is where I discovered that I had actually lied in my introduction. I said I had been a student of Toastmasters since 2016, and in fact, I have been a member since 2015. So I need to add a year. I've been a member longer than I realized. But they've got my member number. Yeah, I don't know my member number, but it's out here. It's right here for me. The picture, very easy to change. You click on the little camera, upload a picture from your computer. Okay, you don't have to have a picture, but if you want one, you can put one out there. And look at what's here. Look how easy it is. Even if I'm not even trying to find pathways. I just wanted to see about me, and look at this. Go to Basecamp, choose a new path, go to the navigator. I'm telling you, you have to look for a place that doesn't take you back to pathways. So far, I've found one place that I think they could link pathways that they haven't linked it yet, and that is in the shop. When you go and you buy a pin, I think it should have a link back to that path, just so you can go find the path. That's the only place so far I've found that they haven't linked me back to pathways that I was looking for it. All right. But if you want to know what's going on or what you've done, you're filling out your stuff for your DTM and you can't remember when you held what office, offices held. You click on offices held and it's going to tell you what offices have you held and when. all the things that you've done. Go back to the profile. Your education awards are there. Your club support history, that's when you've been a mentor or a coach or a sponsor. I was a mentor for the Phillips 66 Club, so that's my one claim to fame in the club support realm. Let's go back. Magazines and subscriptions. Oh, you mean if I want to change my subscription, if I'm getting 2 copies in the mail and I don't want that anymore, I can opt out of the print right here. And if I've opted out, I can opt back in. So if you're not getting it, you think, ooh, wait a minute, I want to get that again, you can opt back in. All right, but here's the information on your magazine subscriptions, which are tied to your club memberships. If proxy information, if I were the secretary or the president, it would give me information about proxies. I am the sergeant at arms, so there are no proxies assigned to me, but if I were the president, this would tell me if I had a proxy, and I could give it to my area director or my district director or my division director, whoever it is that's going to be representing me at whatever level I'm not going to be able to make it to. So that's where I get to my proxies. That's important right now because with the international conference coming up, you may have your area directors or your division directors coming to you and saying, hey, if you're a president and you're not going to be at the conference, give your proxy to, and they'll ask you to send it to somebody so that we get all of our votes counted at the international level. So that's why I point that out, because people are starting to talk about proxies now. The P word is what I call it, proxies. All right, so everything I want to know about me, if I need to change anything, I can edit. Download my data. I can edit contact information and privacy information right there. Click the edit button and it'll let me change what Toastmasters knows about me. So if I can get into Toastmasters and I want to change my email address, I can do it here. If I can't get in, if I can't log in, then I'll have to call them and get them to help me out. But if I can get in, if I can log in, I can change that email myself. Questions before we go on? What questions do you have? What would you like for me to try to find? This is your chance to send me on a scavenger hunt. What would you like me to try to find? Yes, Kathy.
Would you go find the leader letter and explain what that is?
The leader letter. So if I have absolutely no idea where to start looking for something, where I go is up here to the search bar, leader letter. Leader letter archive, leader letter public, the leader letter legal and tax compliance. Prepare for your new role. Is this what you're looking for? Prepare to cast your vote. Learn how to assign a proxy. There's that P word again. Learn where to assign the proxy. Okay. So this is the newsletter that's sent out to, I believe, all club officers, district officers. Yeah.
And district officers. But go down just a little bit so you can see the announcements. It's pretty cool. There's a lot of information in here that can be really helpful to someone that's trying to understand, oh my gosh, COVID, or what's the greatest, way to do online meetings, or what are the new rules about this, that, or the other. The leader letter will give you that information and will really be beneficial and help you.
Thank you. Yeah, so I'm gonna tell you all a secret about people who facilitate these kind of meetings. We don't know everything. We're just not afraid to open it up and let everybody ask questions. So a lot of times I learn things as I go along here too. So if I'm looking for something and I can't quantify it, as it's not a pathways thing, it's not a membership thing, it's not a leadership sensor. If I don't know where it is, I can always hit search. Now, the downside to search is it's going to tell you every place in the website that comes up. So it's a little like Googling something. You could get way more possibilities than you ever wanted to explore. So stick with the first page of results, and if that's not where it is, you might ask somebody, because you know, if you're looking back there and you've got 6,000 results, please don't go check all 6,000 to look for what you're finding. Any other questions? Anything anybody wants me to go find? Fatima, we haven't heard from you. Are you still with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. No
Soaking
questions
it all
for me?
in.
Soaking it all in. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Don't have any questions. Thank you.
Okay. Speed for everybody. We going okay? Not too fast, not too slow? Okay. All right. So we've taken a tour of the website. We've seen the profile and the kind of information that's there. So here I'm going to start my scavenger hunt. Who can find on the international website? Okay, this is my I'm having the, Kathy's with us, so you gotta explain the rules here. Who can find on the international website, where would I find an explanation of the club meeting roles? See if you can find an explanation of the club meeting roles. First person that thinks they have it, share your screen and show us what you found. Explanation of club meeting roles. Yeah, if you thought you were just going to sit back and watch, think again. Poke around out there. Somebody's going to find it. Let me know when you found it. I'll stop sharing and you can show it to us, Shelley. Oh, you can't share your screen, but you can flip it around and show it to us. Sure enough. Yep, yep. Club leadership roles. Very good. Way to go. All right. Next one. The next one. Who can find the location and picture of the world headquarters? Location and picture of the world headquarters. Go see if you can find it. First person to find it, let me know. Actually, you can just go ahead and share because I'm not sharing right now. Kathy, if you're talking to me, I can't hear you.
I found it.
You found it, Ann? All right, share your screen. Oh, Jamila jumped in with the share. Jamila jumped in with a share. Go ahead, Jamila, you jumped in. You can do it. Now she's talking to us without her mic on. Your microphone's not on, Jamila.
All right.
There you go.
All right. I said, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to jump in like that. But you
That's
said that
no,
we
you're
could actually
fine.
just start
I
sharing.
said if you found it, you could jump. I did. I said if you find it, share it.
All right.
Fine.
So all I went to is about.
But you're not sharing your screen anymore. Oh wait, I am. Yes, you are. Never mind. I lied. I had my thing hiding. Go ahead.
Okay, I went to about, and then actually world headquarters was right there.
Right there. And the picture's right there, right? Good job. Good job. Okay, the next one. If you'll stop sharing your screen, the next one to find is the name of the 11 paths and pathways. Find the name of the 11 paths and pathways and see if you can do it without hitting the pathways button that's at the top of the screen.
Oh.
Really?
Well, you can do it
there. Share.
Little challenge.
Dang it, girl.
Yeah, that'd be too easy. You found it that way. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with finding it that way. I just was giving you an extra challenge.
I have no idea.
Go ahead and share it, Kathy. Show us what you found.
Can I share?
You can share. You can share.
I'm so excited. Ta-da!
Look at that. Look at that. All right. Fabulous. Very good, Kathy.
Great.
Now you found, how did you get there?
Oh, it's a pathways.
Uh-huh.
Welcome to pathways, and there it is.
Okay. So can anybody find it anywhere else? Find another way to tell me the 11 paths. challenge.
Is it under your profile?
You can get there under your profile. You certainly can, because you can go pick a path and it'll
Okay.
show you the 11 possible paths. That's absolutely a way to do it, Shelley.
You can also go to education and then choose pathways.
You can go to education and choose pathways. There's another way. Somebody showed this to me. Somebody said it, and I have to give. They don't want their name shared, but I will say that it was not me that figured this out the first time.
Shop?
What'd you say?
You mentioned something last week about shopping or something.
Yes, if you go shopping and you go look at the pins that are an award for pathways, there's a pin for all 11 paths. I'm telling you, you have to try not to find pathways. Very good. All right, here's another one for you. I want to join a club in London, England. How would I do that? First person to jump in and share wins. I want to join a club in London, England.
You find a club, and then you put London, England in the search box.
Yes.
Yes, that would certainly do it. Just out of curiosity, are there a couple of clubs in London, England?
I don't know.
I actually had somebody join us last week at our meeting from London.
Oh, yeah, we had somebody from London join one of the trainings I did last weekend. So that was kind of cool too. Yeah, very good. All right, here's another one. You ready? I need a ladies short sleeve Oxford shirt.
Did you know I was in the shopping mall right now? Whoopsie.
Or Joe, you can find a men's. You can find a men's short sleeve Oxford shirt. Who can jump in with a share?
These run small. I'm just saying.
Who's going to share their screen? Who's going to find it and share their screen? Nobody so far. Ah, Jamila's got it. There you go, ladies short sleeve Oxford shirt. You were shopping. And those are nice shirts, but like Kathy said, they do run just a touch small. I will agree. They run a little small. All right. Now this is a bonus question. This one I'm gonna admit right up front. This is a trick question. It's a bonus question. Who can find for me when the next District 56 TLI or club officer training is taking place?
I can tell you the date. Tomorrow night.
It's tomorrow night. That's it. But you got to find it on
the
calendar.
tomorrow
night. It's 2 on tomorrow night.
Oh, okay, great.
There we go. Now, Jamila, you're at the old school calendar.
Yeah.
How'd you do that?
There you go. Very good. Very good. Hey, she got there. That's all I care. If you can get there, that's what we want, right? All right. Good job. Very good. All right. Folks, I hope that this has been helpful. Next Wednesday, we're going to start talking specifically about pathways. We're going to explore the 11 paths. We're going to talk about what's involved in each of the paths, what it takes to get started. Did you have a question, ma'am? No, okay. You just joined us. I see your smile. I want to acknowledge that I see you. Now, I know I'm not saying your name right, and you're talking to me, and I can't hear you. Is it Fatimer? Am I saying that right?
Yeah, I just realized that I did not have my video on in the whole meeting.
Well, and so we were deprived of seeing that lovely face.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Well, so next Wednesday, like I said, next Wednesday, we're going to talk about pathways. We're going to actually download a copy of the Navigator so that you have a copy that you can go back and look at. We'll talk about the advantages of the online versus the paper copy that you can print out. But we're going to explore pathways in depth next Wednesday, same time, Sign up for it. You know how to get to the calendar now, so you can sign yourself up for next Wednesday. If this was helpful to you, thank you. I'm glad you were here. If not, if there's something I can do to make it better, let me know. Saturday, we're going to do another one of these sessions. It'll be a beginning to end. So it's going to start with the, on Saturday, there's going to be one that starts with infants, where we actually talk about Zoom all the way through to signing up through a path. So we have these on Wednesdays that are broken up. Then there's the one on Saturday. So if you know somebody you think would benefit from it, let them know about it, help them get there. And we will walk them all the way through how to get comfortable with Zoom, all the way to signing up for a path. And so I think I have 2 slides that I need to show. One is over here. Let me share my screen.
So Carolyn, real quick, how do you forward this? Like, I'd like to forward it to all my club officers.
How do I forward what?
Well,
You said
the
this, like,
growing and learning through pathway sessions 1 through 4. How do I forward that? Is there a way I can right click on something and it goes away and I can get an email?
Yes, on each of the events on the courses in our District 56 website, Kathy, there is a social media share where you can share it on social media as well as email it. And you just click on the icon.
I see it.
You see it? We just added that. It's really a
well, thank you. Yes. Oh, I'm
all
so
right.
excited.
So unless anybody has any specific questions that I can answer, I'm going to turn it back over to Elizabeth for our parting announcements.
Thank you, Carolyn, so much for your time. You've dedicated so much time and effort to sharing your knowledge with fellow Toastmasters, and we highly, highly appreciate you. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We do have a new public electives resource folder that we are sharing with our members. You must have this link. If you can paste it into the chat, or I can do it for you. You can copy it. You can take a picture of it any way that you'd like. And we will begin posting any handouts that our facilitators would like to share with you. Also, I'm taking all of these videos and converting them to YouTube videos, and we're placing them on this shared Google Drive, but it won't be for a while. Why is that? Well, for example, Carolyn is teaching multiple different courses, and they're the same over and over, and she gets to select her favorite video of the one course that she's teaching of each course, and we're placing that on the shared Google Drive for you to watch. But it will be further down the road because we want you to come in live instead of waiting for the video. But this is for you. We will be sharing a lot of graphs and documents and files that our facilitators want to share with you. And I also want to just remind everyone that we do have officer training tomorrow night. If you've been to it already, don't worry about it. Come on over again and take another officer role, just in case if you want to explore and learn new responsibilities. You might want to be a future officer in another role. Also, we have 3 other courses this week, and 2 of those instructors are right here in the room tonight, Kathy and Pamela, and we'd love to see you guys. And then please register and come back and see us on Saturday to see Carolyn for 4 hours.
With my coffee.
Yes.
I have shared that link that was on that's on the slide in the chat, so it's out there to everybody in the chat.
Thank you so much, Carolyn.
And then there's one last slide that I'm supposed to show.
Yes.
I know I am.
We have one more favor to ask of you. We want to thank you for your attendance, and we would love to have your feedback. You have 2 options: taking a photo with your QR reader on your cell phone, or you can click on this link. We ask that you just please take a few minutes and fill out the survey to let us know how we're doing.
And there's a link to the survey in the chat as well.
Thank you. We'll see you soon. Any more questions?
Yeah. I just have one question. How do I access the links, both of the links send some on my cell phone.
I'll send them to you, Shelley.
Okay, thank you.
And that is why Elizabeth is a rock star, because she does stuff like that.
She is.
She is. She absolutely is.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Carolyn.
Bye-bye.
Elizabeth.
No worries.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
We'll see you guys next Wednesday or Saturday or sometime.
All right,
We
thank
will.
you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.